Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. Ukraine stands, Ukraine's fighting for the democracy of the whole world. Pretty calm morning as of now, because it's predicted to be windy during the day, but morning is very nice one. Sun just started to shine because we've had cloudy weather. And yeah, by calm morning I mean without wind gusts, but in general, as you know, Ukraine is in war, rush against Ukraine. And this night was not calm as usual nights, because nightly we are attacked by Shaheds, drones, Iranian, Russian drones, missiles, etc. This night our air defense force, they have hit 13 out of 14 Shaheds, Iranian, Russian drones, and yesterday, terrorists, they struck by guided aviation bomb. They hit Toretsk in Donetsk region. They struck residential buildings, multi-store buildings, and of course there are dead people and wounded people. And I will show you a lot of beauties today. Of course, rose varieties, because peonies are still blooming, hydrangeas starting to bloom, but of course roses also, they are not on peak yet, but as I have mentioned a couple of times, this spring, this month, they are very dry without any rain. And it's not usual for our region, especially for my region, Lviv. We usually have rains at least weekly during April and May. This beauty on your screen, this is Ice for You. This is Floribunda variety, rose variety, and it was one of my it was one of my favorite and one of most stable, most prominent, and without any diseases. But this year, unfortunately, not sure whether such conditions of the temperatures or these frosts which were coming back and back. But now I see mildew already on the leaves. But of course, it is blooming, it is showing its beauty, and it is severely attacked by beetles. And every flower, it's spoiled and damaged by the beetles. It is fragrant. It does not have wave, it does not have very strong fragrance, but it is very good felt while you smell it. And of course it's interesting because of its combination of colors. Main color, almost the whole petal, it's white, not snow white, but not so creamy white. It's pretty white, I would say, maybe with minimum signs of cream. And the middle, mainly it is violet, but it could be even pink or pinky violet. Neighboring to this variety is Blue for You, one of my favorite because of fragrance, because of its, as of now, it's very healthy, and all the previous seasons it was also healthy without any signs of diseases, together with Ice for You. But unfortunately Ice for You already with mildew, but Blue for You is not. It blooms in clusters. As you can see, clusters are very rich, very big, and in general this is all buds belong to Blue for You, and there will be of course more beauty coming, but some of clusters already blooming and showing me this beauty. It's also not spoiled, but damaged by these beetles. But as of now, I see that mostly they are on Ice for You. Blue for You is not so damaged as of now, but it is very fragrant, very fragrant. And if you smell it, you will be impressed by these notes, by composition of fragrance. Very nice one. But it is not unusual, I would say. As I have mentioned in previous video about Carolinite, it's unusual, something interesting, very, very not usual for roses. But here, for Blue For You, it's pretty usual. Just sweet, intense, and very, very noticeable. Nearby it is Midnight Blue, and of course it will be much more deep and intense in color, closer to the dusk, but now it's also very very dark violet, and as I can see from the flowers quality, they are influenced by this non-existing humidity, missing humidity, missing rains, watering. I have watered them manually, but it's impossible to water enough quantity of water to provide enough quantity of watering to 200 and more roses and maybe 50 peonies, etc, etc. So yeah, I am watering, but this is not enough, and I see this on the quality of the flowers. They could be much more interesting and formed. Now I see that part of them not formed rightly. Here in pretty similar color, but lighter, of course, this is Ukrainian bred variety, Marko Vovchok. This is one of our famous poet, Marko Vovchok, and it was bred back in 1950, something like that, in Kyiv Botanical Garden. And this is Polyantha rose. It's blooming through the whole period without any distinct flushes until the frost, and flower color it's transferred very well by my camera. It is shown correctly. Very interesting one, pinky red, raspberry, no one distinct color, just mix of these shades. And it is only starting to bloom. It's not so generous, it will not be so generous as Midnight Blue, because all this, but this is from Midnight Blue. And Marko Vovchok, it also blooms in clusters, but not so rich. Yeah, let's go further. Noir Désir, only starting. Anidu Puree already finishing. One of the first were in my garden. This is Parfum de Lay. I do not speak French, so yeah, this is Hybrid Rosa, and it's very prominent in fragrance, but it is only starting to bloom, and it blooms not so generously. This is Jacques Cartier. I think it's famous to you, and it's familiar to you. And yeah, I have planted it because I was interested at some point in my interest in roses. I have started to plant old roses, hybrid rosas, etc., because of their fragrance, because old roses, they are of different types: Damask, Provence, Halika, Hybrid Spinosissima, etc., etc. And all of these types, each of these types, it could have very prominent fragrance and with very interesting touches, notes. So yeah, I decided to plant them and to see and to smell all these aromas, all these fragrances. I have horizontal these branches of the bush, and as you can see, this decision was very good because it blooms through the whole length of the branch. This branch is blooming, this is coming, but you can see that each dot, each point through the branch, it grown clusters of flowers, and of course they will bloom if they will have strength for this and enough humidity. So yeah, good decision, and it suits very well for the roses which are blooming only once in spring or early summer. In general, bush very nice, flower is very nice, old rose form with this middle eye in the center of the flower, very tender, soft pink color, and of course very fragrant. Yeah, I am sitting here and smelling this fragrance while I'm talking to you. Yeah, very nice one. Not so long lasting, but of course more than couple of days. Let's go there. This is Miyabi Japanese bred rose, and it is very changing in the form of flower. This flower is very long lasting. I must admit that it is already weak on the bush, and it started while it only started to open. It was very similar to usual hybrid tea rose bloom, with high center, very neat, very nice, and then it was opening and opening and opening, and shown this middle very interesting formed petals through almost the whole area of the flower. Flower is big, as you can see, it's handful and even more. Very interesting color. Color is also mixture of different shades, but they will be more intense, and then they became lighter, but not they are still very attractive even if they change in this color. A very nice variety. Bush is compact as of now because it was frozen during the winter, and I have got it very at the ground level, I must say. So yeah, it could be of course higher than it is. Lady of Shalott, it was also damaged by frost. I was surprised by this to be true, because I expected it to be strong against frost, but we did not have such very strong frost. We've had period of a minus 20 below the Celsius for a week, maybe 5 days, night by night. But yeah, not sure whether this was the reason, or maybe very, except that week, very mild and very soft and very warm winter. Not usual for us also such warm winters without any frost even during the night. So yeah, it was damaged. I have cut it very, very severely, strongly, but this bush already is such, and it's hard to say that it was cut so strongly. A neighboring variety is Golden Celebration. It was also cut the same as Lady of Shalott, and it is not so big as Lady of Shalott. So this is Golden Celebration and this is Lady of Shalott, much more bigger, much more wider. But of course Golden Celebration will show me pretty many flowers. It's also blooming clusters, flowers very interesting. Usual to David Austin roses, maybe not usual, because as far as I remember, and from memory and from my observations, yeah, they are different still. Fisherman Friends will be different in form. Of course, Carolinoid and Summerson will be different in form. So yeah, but very nice, very big, handful size, and very nice color. It could be more intense. A yellow, but then it became more lighter and lighter, and it has very nice fragrance. I love such type of fragrance. It only starts to bloom in, there will be more. And here my one of my precious varieties, my treasure, rose Shevchenko rose, or Rosa Shevchenko, of course Ukrainian bred variety, Pan Lempitsky, Mr. Lempitsky, Kyiv Botanical Garden, 1950 something or 60 something, 52 if I am not mistaken. This is shrub rose, very nice one, very fragrant. It's fragrant very, very strongly, very, very sweet one, and flower itself, it's also very good. It's big, it's full, it's very not so tight, but pretty, yeah, full petals, maybe up to 100 petals. It is it's staying pretty long on the bush, but it depends on the weather conditions, of course. If there will be, and there is now the period of pretty hot weather, 27 degrees, and even now it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we already have maybe 22, 23 easily, and in the middle of the day we will have easily 27. So yeah, such and of course it is planted on the full sun, and this could influence the long lastingness and the quality of flowers. Petals could be could show signs of sun exposure like these edges, but in general I am impressed this variety, and I always recommend it to my Ukrainian friends, to my Ukrainian rose gardeners, and of course to you. I know definitely it exists abroad, and it exists definitely in Czech Republic, and yeah, if you will find it and you love red color, red roses, you will be impressed by this one of my favorite. Yeah, what to show next? Ebb Tide, let me show it to you. This is Floribunda, and this is pretty compact. I have planted it back in 2019, and it is still compact and compact and compact. Not sure whether this is specific of variety or maybe bush itself. Not sure, but in general it is not very big, very high, pretty compact, and not so generous as I would expect it to be. It has very good color, very deep color, and now during the sunshine it is not so deep. Of course it is dark, it is seen that it is dark violet, but it could be more deeper, more intense during the cloudy conditions or prior to the sunset. It is very fragrant, and that's why I also love it. And flowers, separate flowers, they are not very long lasting, but in general clusters will be blooming couple of weeks, I would say. Here this cluster it's already almost finished its blooming, but there are still some buds. So even if some flowers they are finishing, new buds are opening, like this one. Here we have pretty big cluster. Only one started, but a lot more to come. So yeah, it will be showing the beauty. But as I have said about Midnight Blue, I will say the same about this one, Ebb Tide. It is flowers, I mean, they are not of the highest quality as they could be, comparing to the previous years, while there was enough humidity for them. So yeah, we are of course waiting for rain, and we are enjoying what we have now. I will show you quickly one more variety. This is Euridice, Japanese bred variety. Not sure, it's very tender pink. Camera does not show this. Unfortunately, it is not white, it is not creamy white, it's tender, soft, light pink, and very fragrant as well. And one more, also one of my favorite, one of my stable varieties. This is Golden Border variety, very generous, one of the first starters in my rose gardens, very generous, and it's so neat. These flowers, they are so globular, they are so interesting. They are starting at the beginning, they are pretty small, but then they became more bigger and bigger. Of course, the size of flowers is medium, but it will be bigger comparing to the starting size. Clusters are rich, clusters are big, clusters and life of the clusters and a flower, each separate flower, it's pretty long lasting, so you will have enough time to enjoy this blooming, enjoy this variety, and enjoy the color transformation, because as you can see at the beginning it's pretty deep intense yellow, then it became buttery yellow, and then it became more lighter, and then it is I would say lemony yellow, creamy yellow, very light one, but you definitely spot yellow color through these petals. Yeah, and at some point in time, maybe based on weather conditions, it also has this petals, some of petals, at least part of them, they start to have these pinky edges. Bush itself, this is its second year in my garden, second season, and first flush. First flush, I think this is a peak of the first flush, but I must admit that this variety, it is of course it has some break between flushes, but not so very obvious and distinct, because as you can see, most of the clusters, they are already blooming. But in parallel we see new clusters are growing here, here, there, and even there. This is only beginning of the clusters of the buds growing. So after all this all this bloom will end, new clusters will be already ready to start. So yeah, one of my stable varieties, one of the healthier here in my garden, my region. And I would also recommend it if you like yellow color, you would like this form of the flowers and form of the bush itself. Thanks for your attention, thanks for listening, thanks for comments, thanks for activity under the video, thanks for your feedback. Till the next video, and bye.